For this, I'm going to pull this up here. So this one is for the proximal tib-fib joint. So sometimes, especially if patients have like hamstring guarding for a long period of time, it can kind of constantly pull the proximal fibula posteriorly. And so this is one of those that really is probably more of a mechanical manipulation more so than anything else. It probably has effect on, it may have effect on muscle guarding and things as well, but you're really taking a fibular head that is sitting more posterior and doing a manipulation to drive it anteriorly, okay? So how you're gonna do that, remember when we were doing the technique and we talked about the fibular head is way underneath in the back of the knee? You wanna make sure that you know where that posterior part of the fibular head is, and you want to get your second MCP behind it. So remember the joint angle in the proximal tib-fib joint is anterior lateral. We've got to have the second MCP all the way back underneath there, because what we're going to do is push the knee really fast, which is going to drive the fibular head forward. Okay? So you're going to come in here and get the second MCP on the posterior part of the fibula to flex her knee, and I'm also going to externally rotate her foot, right? Because that locks the fibula into my hand there. The tension here is taking the tension all the way down to my hand, right? And so now there's no more flexion there, right? Any more flexion in your knee?
No.
No more flexion in the knee. So now anything that I do from here with a thrust is going to drive that fibula anterior lateral. So I'm here, get it all the way down to the end of flexion, and then boom. That's it.
This is the end range thrust.
Yeah, it's end range thrust. And actually, well, the fibula itself is wherever it is in the range.
Right.
And the knee is really not in range either, because my hand is under there. So it's as long as someone has the range of motion to get to this point, right? I mean, her knee really should flex a lot more than that. So her knee's completely safe here, you know? My hand is gonna prevent her knee from going into too much flexion. She can't, my hand's there. And so everything that's there is just, do the thrust from the hand, okay? So that's the proximal tib-fib. Last one, the distal tib-fib, okay? So for this one, I'm going to block the posterior part of the tibia with your fingers and hold on to the tibia with your hands. So just like when we did the glides, so it's the same grip with this hand, the same grip with this hand. You have to make sure though that at the joint line between the fibula and the tibia here, that there is space for that glide to occur. Because what I'm going to do is take this, so I'm going to have your leg here, I'm going to take it a couple times, and I'm going to actually just slam down on the table here. And so the technique is my hand is on top of the fibula, my fingers are underneath the tibia. As I slam down into the table, I'm blocking the tibia, but the fibula is getting a thrust in a posterior direction. All right? So we're here. Locked up, nice and locked on the tibia there, nice and locked on the fibula there. Sometimes just kind of get a couple of bounces there, so you can, you really feel where the table is, and your piece, and then boom. That's it. Pretty simple.
You do like a countdown or just randomly?
Yeah, usually just countdown. Yeah, think about it. I mean, if that helped the patient, then do it.